Welcome to True Image Fitness.
Your resource for lifestyle, fitness, and motivation.
Here is your host, the guru of motivation,
The Sultan Positivity, Mr. Strict.
Vance McDaniel.
Hey, what's going on, Fit Fam? This is Vance McDaniel coming at you from True Image Fitness here in El Paso, Texas. And if I look a little tired, it's my L-carnitine fat burner. If I look a little bit tired right now and a little bit stressed, because I am. So let's get this first part out of the way. So a lot of you are following me when I was doing the corporate thing and working for another company. And I was traveling a lot, and one of my biggest complaints was when I traveled, I would always end up in a lot of pain. I've got a degenerative joint disease in my neck, and so I've got some issues as far as connectivity to the left side of my body, especially my arm. So a lot of you guys don't know, when you sit on a plane, they actually tilt the head seat forward a little bit, which is exactly the opposite of what I need with my condition. So therefore, after a couple of hours on the plane, I end up in a lot of pain and a lot of issues in my left arm, lower back, right leg. It's just the way nerves work. So with this coronavirus happening, now what I would typically do is I'd go to the gym, I'd work out, and I do a lot of physical therapy, things that I can do with weights and stuff in the gym, which is one of the reasons it just really kept me going really strong, and I was able to really overcome the damage that's occurring in my neck. Now, with the gym closed, the coronavirus, I am not able to train the way that I was training. I'm still working out at home, but I don't have the equipment here in the house that I did at the gym. So let me give you a little demonstration. So a lot of you know when you go to the store, you have those little pen pads, and you need to punch in your debit card number, that kind of a thing, your phone number. And those pads are kind of tilted, and they have a little cover on them. So you got to kind of put your hand in there, and you got to kind of pull your finger back, pull your wrist back a little bit, and punch everything in. Well, last week and a half ago, I realized I went to do it with my, I can't even, so I'm going to show you something. So this is me trying to pull my wrist back and keep my, I just can't do it. On this hand, no problem. I can just all day long. Here, I actually have to move my arm I can't. So here's the difference. So elbow here, pivot, no problem. Elbow here, I cannot, and I've got less control over I can't open my hand. Now I can close my hand, and I can, it depends. If I do some exercises, this will loosen up and I'm able to type, but right now I cannot. Like right now, if I had to type, I couldn't type. I'd have to go put this neck brace on, do some exercises, try to open everything up, get the nerves open. But again, the bottom line is I'm not able to, I'm losing control and some motor function in my left right now. And it's really starting to concern me. And once I'm able to get back into the gym, there's some things I'll be able to do. Eventually, I'm going to have to probably get a neck surgery done in order to mitigate what's happening. But if I was in a corporate situation right now, with this happening, I can't type. I can't imagine too many jobs where you don't need to type. Now, luckily for me, I'm self-employed again. I program workout programs. I'm doing graphic design and stuff like that. I'm doing video for YouTube. And all those things don't necessarily mean I need to use my left hand for typing. I'm able to use my mouse and my keyboard in a way and voice activation in a way that allows me to get these projects completed. But I'm stressed out along with a bunch of you, and I have some health concerns, and my inability to go to a fitness facility to do rehab is impacting me in a physical way, in a way that I can really notice. There's things that I can't do. Once I get back into a gym, I'll be able to mitigate this stuff. I've been pushing surgery off for a long time, and when I was in a corporate environment, if it wasn't for the fact that I could go work out, my job would have diminished. So you've got that on top of the fact that a lot of us are starting to climb the walls. For those of you who are living by yourself like I am, and you're not really getting a lot of interaction, it's starting to drive me a little bit nuts. I totally understand where you're coming from. For those of you who are in situations where you're doing more interaction than you used to, that can also be different because you're forced into a different routine, and sometimes we're creatures of habit. We don't like being forced into a new routine. All we can do is reach out to each other, stay positive. I am trying to mitigate the economic impact from all of this because it has affected my company and my business. But I've got some alternatives which I'm putting into play. I mean, you've got to be able to adapt to all situations, otherwise you don't survive. So I'm doing that kind of stuff. I am not letting the physical issues drain me mentally, because if that happens, then I'm not worth anything. I can't get anything accomplished. So I'm just here saying to all of you today, look, I've got some special challenges right now. I know what cabin fever is like. Even if you're not alone, even if you've got a spouse or you've got kids, it's not the same, because everybody gets cooped up and you're worried about going out. We're all cleaning everything crazy. There's a bunch of challenges right now. And all I can say is this: stay true to your true image. Keep working on yourself. Focus and find things to focus on. Because, I'm going to try to give you an analogy here. Let's say that I was in charge of a bunch of people and we were trapped somewhere, and there is really no escape, no rescue coming anytime soon. One of the things that I would do is I would try to find chores and tasks to keep people occupied. Keep yourself occupied, because, as they say, and I'll use this saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. And all that simply means is, if you got nothing to do, if you got nothing to focus on, you start to go a little crazy. You start to go a little batty. You start to find ways to become depressed. You start to, doom and gloom sets in. So one of the things I wish I would like all of you to do in this time, and I'll keep saying this until I'm blue in the face, if it's possible for a black man to get blue in the face. But anyway, work out. Set some physical goals. Try to get to 20 push-ups, 30 push-ups, 40 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. Find new ways to cook in a healthy manner. If you're alone, it's just self-empowerment. If you're with your family, it's an opportunity to grow within the family. It's an opportunity to set some new healthy habits. But find some things to focus on. Don't sit around and just go nuts, because some of you are working from home, some of you are not. Some of you are just there with nothing to do. For those of you who have a job to do, that's awesome. But you're finding that there's a lot of dead time that you're not used to. Occupy your mind. It's the healthiest thing that you can do for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your community. We're going to get out of this, all of us. This is not going to be a forever thing. But how we go through it will determine how we are on the other end. So stay positive, stay motivated, overcome every little challenge. It's okay. It's something to focus on, even if it's a challenge. It's a good thing. Keep your minds occupied. Work on self-empowerment. Work on the empowerment of your families, your friends, and your neighborhoods. And on the other end of this, we're all going to come out shining. All right? Don't despair. Get up, get out, get moving. Do something good for yourself. Hang loose and stay fit. And I'll talk to you soon. I could just hit the space bar in my videos dramatically without looking for the mouse and the arrow, but that's for another time.